Hi there. Hello. Welcome to a book review. I do books. I have a lot of books. I'm sure you can tell. Most recent book I finished, Tress of the Emerald Sea, the first book of the Sanderson Secret Project, of which he wrote 5 books in about 10 minutes or something like that. Right off the bat, this book took an absolute age to get to me, so that's why I've completely missed all of the fanfare and all of the attention, and why the review is super late. This is book 1. It is indeed a Cosmere novel. Warning, we will be talking about the Cosmere, which is Sanderson's extended universe and magics. If you do not find that interesting, be warned and run away. However, this book is not quite like that. It's the most accessible Sandy book I think I've ever seen. It's probably the most light. A good way to put it is it's inspired by The Princess Bride, and Golding's writing is more sophisticated. Not in a bad way, Sanderson, I'm sorry, but it's simple, it's accessible, it's easy. The story is light, the story is comfy and a little chewy and crunchy, and you can go to sleep with it. It's fun. It's fun. Right off the bat, this is a great book visually. Like, look at it. It's gorgeous. The pages are nice. The writing is lovely. Not the prose, but like on the page. It's real good. Real good. It's a real pleasure to read physically, and that's nice. Prosaically, I don't think that's the right word. It's fine. My wife and I disagree on this. I think it might be one of the worser books he's written when it comes to writing, except for the fact that it randomly has these lovely quips and little asides where he's like analyzing human nature. And those are nice and fun and pleasant, but they're a bit like someone just going, hold on a second, philosophy. It just comes out of nowhere, and it happens about 20 times, and they're actually the better written parts. I think I would just prefer the book to be that, really. Nods from the camera woman, lovely. So the narrator of this book is Hoyd, whom is my favorite character and is probably most people's favorite character within the Cosmere. He is a world hopper, an immortal being who shattered God with 16 other malcontents, and we don't know his anything about him much except for his various doings, and he's a bit of a weirdo, but he's very cool, and I like him a lot, and he's a great character. He's easily the best character Cosmere Sanderson has written, and it's narrated by him. But he's also a character in it in the past. So it's a little confusing in that regard. This is not really a spoiler. He literally goes, oh, hey, that's me. Hi, it's me in the book, which it definitely kind of takes you out of it. Setting of the book, I'm not going to get too much into establishment. You can read the description on the wiki page. It's a Cosmere novel. It's weird. It's got a magic system that the people within it don't understand. It's got its own cool cultural rules and sayings and slogans and things that make them humans but not humans. But ultimately, it's a fairy tale. It's a princess and a prince, and they're separated and they need love. But twist on its head, the woman needs to save the man. And that's cool. That's refreshing. It's The Princess Bride, but what if other way round? Coolsies. Nothing wrong with that. Why not take an established story trope, spin it around? My problem is it is both exceptionally predictable and unpredictable in an uncomfortable ways. I'm really looking at my cat because she's walking very close to my microphone. Okay, she's walked away. We're good. Before we get into in-depth spoilers and real critique and analysis, because you don't necessarily want that. You want just a summation of the book and a review? I like it. Like a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's quite light. It's quite easy, despite the fact that it's an absolute chunker of a text. It reads super light and easy. You could read it in like a day or 2 days if you just got into it. You can drink it. It's like a light smoothie with maybe a honeysuckle twist. It's nice. It's refreshing. It's a little lame. It's a little vanilla, but like not like really good vanilla bean vanilla. Kind of like store-bought vanilla ice cream. It quenches your hotness in a summer day, but like it's like a little sweet. It's a little sweet. It's fine. My wife likes it a lot more than I do, I think. She's like an 8 out of 10, probably. 8 out of 10. I'm like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's super interesting cosmerically, which we'll get into in a second, but yeah, it's fine. Would you pay $7,000 for whatever the hell it is for the Secret Project for it, just for that? I probably would. I'll be honest. I probably would. I quite like Sanderson. I enjoy his books, and I think it's really cool having these sexy books come to my door. Let's get into some spoilers. We'll talk Cosmere. Before we get into spoilers, we're going to give you a word from our sponsor. It's me. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to do more variety content, more books, more fun things, and a like and a subscription means a lot. Tress of the Emerald Sea, spoiler time. This is the spoiler zone. I will not, give you the whole plot of the book, but one thing I wanted to say really straight away. There's one big twist in the book. If you've read it, you'll understand it. And the big twist of the reveal of identity of the stupid rat side character. Yes, of course, the rat side character, normal thing that a person says, especially strange in a Sanderson book. Oh my God, it's the beloved all along. It's Charlie all along. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. I didn't get it. That tricked me. I did not get that, and I pride myself on being able to guess pretty much every twist in every story, and I didn't get it. Genuinely a surprise. Clearly, I was lulled into a false sense of suspicion or enjoyment by Sandy Boy, and you know what? Kudos, hats off to him. He got me. Pretty good. That's a pretty good twist. The rest of the story is kind of lame. My main issue with Tress is that she is too perfect and she's too wonderful and too amazing. And I know the immediate reply is going to be, well, she's meant to be Wesley in Princess Bride, and he is too perfect and too amazing and too wonderful. But I would 100% disagree with you, because actually Wesley gives up and Wesley fails, and the only reason Wesley overcomes his goals, overcomes the problems, is because the other people whom he defeats in combat earlier save him and come to his rescue, allowing him the opportunity to save the day at the end, but only by making an empty threat, which I thought was kind of interesting in The Princess Bride. I'm going to rewatch that movie soon. But Tress is wonderful and lovely and beautiful and friendly and kind and lovely, and everyone likes her, and she's also really smart, and oh my God, she's really good at this, and oh my God, now she's the magic user, and she's the only one in the whole world who's ever done this before, and oh my God, she's discovered a new type of spore magic that means that she can form a connection, which is an intrinsic part of investiture, and means that she is like a magic user in the Cosmere. Wow, no one's ever thought of this before. Oh my God, you're so amazing, Tress. After 17 seconds on the ship, you are the new captain, and I love you now. And that's how it feels. It really, it feels like maybe 7 years should have passed in the book for me, but actually it's about 8 minutes. No, it's like a month or something, but it's so quick. And she gets on one ship. The ship turns out to be baddies. The ship is destroyed. She and the rat are the literal only survivors. She gets on the ship. And it turns out, oh, look, there's Hoyd, there's Ulam, who, by the way, is a Kandra from Scadrial. Awesome. Lots of Cosmere, and all these plot-relevant characters who are all going to be really useful. This is the one ship she should have got on. How fantastic. And I know, it's a fairy tale, so it's okay. But it's a bit much. It's just a bit coincidental and convenient. And you can go back and you can justify a couple things, like, for example, why Captain Crow lets her on the ship at all to begin with is because she's considering her as a possible sacrifice to the dragon at the end, because she didn't fear the spores by walking across them. That's the only reason she doesn't throw her overboard. It's interesting. So there's some cool bits and cool character motivations, but ultimately my problem with Tress is that she is a Mary Sue in the worst sense of the word. She might be the worst Mary Sue since Rey Palpatine. Yeah. I said her real name. I did not enjoy Tress as a character. Tress has zero flaws. And I'm going to epitomize that with my most egregious part of this in the book, which is when, at the big bit that's been building up to it, where Crow tries to sell Tress to the dragon to cure her of her sickness, she forgets to wrap her mouth, or whatever the hell you call it, make her not speak. And Tress goes, lol, you should just sell her instead. She's way better. She's a better slave. I'll escape if you imprison me. And During is like, oh, damn, bro, that's a good point. You know what? You're going to jail for the rest of your life and being my slave, and you can go free and you can have whatever you want. You can have all the dragon wishes. And Tress walks out like, I'm the best. And he even manages, she just sold someone into slavery, yes, her captor, yes, the villain, so it's fine to trick the bad person and make her become a slave to a dragon. I'm fine with that, totally good. But it could leave the possibility for like a little bit of a moral quandary. Maybe Tress could wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh man, damn, I sold someone into slavery for my own freedom. That's a little messed up. It's justified, but it's a little messed up. Nope, straight away literally the next sentence after that occurs, the dragon goes, don't worry, lol, you actually did the good thing. She would have actually died. I was lying the whole time. She would actually just have, died if you didn't do this. So you've actually saved her life. Good job. You're the best. And it gives another line like, oh, maybe he's lying, but probably not, so it doesn't matter. I'm just not going to think about it. And it does away with it. Get rid of that line, and I like Tress like a whole point more. But the fact that Sanderson is too much of a coward to make his character have even a slight bit of remorse or fear or regret for her actions is frustrating. And I know it's because the book is childish. Intentionally. It's a fairy tale. It's meant to be light and easy. But no, we can't have even a moment of regret. You can't be the Princess Bride without like a little bit of, oh, maybe this isn't quite okay. Princess Bride is full of that. It's like, oh, that's a bit much. Okay. I get you're the good guys, but like, chill, you know? No. So I hated that. That's probably the worst part in the entire book for me, and I find it really, really frustrating. But that's okay, because we're going to talk about my favorite parts about the book now, which is the Cosmere stuff. Wider magic. I love the Cosmere. It's the magic. It's the universe. It's super cool. It's the first interconnected universe of novels I've ever read. I really like it. It's the nerd in me. It's just, delicious. Hoid is the narrator. Hoid is a world hopper. The actual point of the book, Tress doesn't matter, screw Tress. The actual point of the book is how Hoid picks up the powers of the Ende, saying that wrong, which is the power on, like Elantris, the planet Cell. I believe that's right. This is the sort of weird magic word system that is like the first magic system that Sanderson created. And that's super cool. He gains it because for some reason you have the ability to gain access to those powers if you are invited into certain groups. I think it's the Ir or the Ire, which is the same group that Kelsier messed with in Secret Histories Volume 1. There's so much really cool stuff in here. The dragon Zissis mentions Hoid by his true name, Kefandrius. Very interesting. The Sorceress is a previous character we have seen before in Secret Histories Volume 1 as one of the various attendants guarding the Orb of Pure Investiture. It's so cool. All this Tress stuff is a boring side plot. It's a fairy tale told to children. The important thing is Hoid having weird adventures. And that's cool. What's even weirder? Where the hell are we in this time period? Where in time are we? Time is linear, apparently, within the Cosmere. What's going on here, my guy? There's computers, there's tablets, there's laptops, and there's rocket ships. We are very far away from previous eras. Between Era 1 and 2 of Mistborn, there is a 300-year time gap. Very cool. Where the hell are we? And I think that's so interesting. I just love that idea that there's been so much time that has passed. We don't know when this is. The story could be set millennia. It's probably only a few centuries, but still. Super cool. There is a lot of really interesting confirmations. One, Kandra, the shape-shifting beings from Scadrial created by the Lord Ruler, now in the service of Harmony. They are autonomous. They're weird. Hoid makes specific mention of them being weird and independent. That's really cool. There's magic users doing weird stuff. What's up with the moons leaking spores everywhere? They're leaking magic on the ground because they're connected to the ethers. The ethers aren't from this planet. No, they're not. Confirmed by Sandy Boy himself. So where's it from? Don't destroy my laptop, cat. There's so much interesting stuff here cosmerically, and if you are a Cosmere nerd, this book is a must-read for anyone who likes Cosmere. It is a pretty good read if anyone likes Sanderson, and an alright read if you like alright books. That is a good summation of my review of this text. But if you are a Cosmere nerd like me, you literally have to read the book. There's so much cool stuff here, cool confirmations. I'm going to do a whole video at some point on Hoid and talk about him. This book is pretty good. 6.5, varying to 7. I'm going to say 7 because of the Cosmere stuff. Story, 6.5. It's a little light, it's a little drippy, it's a little childish without being too childish in language. The best parts are the parts where Hoid pauses the story and rambles about modern life philosophically, which doesn't make any sense because he doesn't work an office job in 1987, but it seems like he does at some points. It seems like he's just like describing office space philosophy, or like the early 2000s, late 90s kind of era of film, like Fight Club and Office Space, where everyone just got really jaded and hating the modern world. It's a good time. It's a good time. Also, the Cosmere stuff. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about the book. It's pretty good. I like it, and it's gorgeous. And I think that's reason enough. Look at it. Oh, one thing I'll say about the art, I really don't appreciate the inconsistent style of Tress in the various images. Every picture, she's drawn a totally different appearance. And in a couple of them, she looks like an Instagram model from 2018. And I just think it's so stupid. Most of them, she looks like her descriptions, and a couple of them, she just looks like an Instagram model, like this, like LA Insta model, and it looks so, really jarred me, especially because the description of the picture was just kind of in between a chapter. It took me right out of it. I was just like, what is this? This is like a modern person. Didn't like that at all. But like, in like the hipster shoes, no, not a fan. Didn't like that art. But the rest of the art, brilliant. Thank you very much for watching. This is the kind of style of book reviews you can expect going forward, except not really. There'll be all kinds of weird things in this channel going forward. Some essays, some analysis, probably some cats, maybe some I don't know. This is a bit of an experiment. We're kind of chilling. Regardless, subscribe to the channel. Liking is helpful. And I would love to know what you think about Tress of the Emerald Sea, especially from the perspective of people who are not Cosmere nerds. Like, I think it's unlikely there'll be a lot of people whose first experience with Sanderson will be this book, but I'd be really curious to hear about anyone's opinion who first dabbles into the Sanderson world with Tress. That's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. I haven't established an outro for this channel, so bye.